All right, you guys, to wrap up our basic solar power distribution lesson, we just came out of the garage. I was showing you guys some mock-up stuff, and this is kind of what it looks like in real life. And what I got going on here is these are 240 amp chargers. Now I have them wired. Basically, each one is fused at 40 amps going to the battery side. And then I'm bringing them into a set of bus bars in there. And basically creating an 80 amp charge point. Then I have my heavy cables running through this breaker. A lot of discussion about putting breakers in your system. I'm not a fan of this. This is going to get changed to a disconnect. This component, I'm going to play with the connections one time and see if I can get it better, but it's probably going to get changed to just a shut off that I can just disconnect, a hard shut off, and not that breaker, because this thing gets hot and it's probably not the best spot to have that. So this is, again, 240 amp, 100 volt chargers. I'm bringing that power into the box. I have a central distribution point, set of bus bars in the charge box before I send it out. So I'm sending the full boat out in 2 wires. And every component, while this stuff kind of looks busy, when we were doing the bus bars, it looks busy, a lot of wires, everything is just a red and a black wire. And when you're building it, you have to really have the mindset of one piece at a time when you're putting it together, and it will all come together, and then that's what it's going to look busy when you're done. But my wires come in the top there and come down through that channel and go into there. I have my breakers for my solar out here, so I can shut off the fence array or the trailer panels. Coming in, again, 240 amps, making an 80 amp charger. And that clips in to my AC cart. Again, like I said earlier, it's two completely separate systems, the charge side, the AC side, but it all runs through the bus bars. And I got some lights on in here. And now you can see, like, when I have 2 wires coming in. All right, let's start with the battery line. This is the main battery plug going to Larry. Let's see if he's happy. Larry's happy. His green light's lit. Right, so that battery line, the red and the black, come through. Now I'm fusing the red. This is my 150 amp fuse. Again, we're doing our Ohm's law, 3,500 watts, 24 volts. Do the math if you're new at this, and you'll see why I have a 150 amp fuse in here. Hard disconnect. I had one of those circuit breakers in there. It didn't get hot, but I like to disconnect because it's a simple form to shut the whole system down. We're metering the solar, and that's the bonus to me putting all that solar into one wire. When I brought it in here, I put a shunt on that negative going to before it connected to the bus bar, so now it's metering that whole box, both controllers combined. Okay, and again, it's a 1 wire at a time thing. Like that the red wire for that solar box just came in and connected right in. While there's a lot going on in there, it's got to be a 1 wire at a time approach in your brain, or you're going to be confused, especially if you're new and you don't understand this shit. And as you can see, I have shunts on the main battery line, which is this line on the black side. I have the shunt on the AC side, which is the red line from this inverter comes up, and it's you can see it back there. Okay, and then that meters out my power that inverter is using from the bus bars. Solar coming in onto the bus bars. So again, the beauty of this is if I need to add, again, it looks complex, but if I want to add another inverter, it's just 2 wires, and I have a set of open screws in there, so if I wanted to add another one, I could throw that right in there, shut it all down, and run them wires, and it would run off of that. So again, the mindset when you're building this stuff has to be, it's only 2 wires, and it's like, do I need a fuse on that wire? If it's the battery side, somewhere probably. You know, somewhere before your charger is usually the 2 spots. I have the bare bones fusing in here, and it's 140 amp for each charger and 150 for the battery, and that's it. And then I have another charger here, and again, there's my breakers and shut off for the solar, and then that feeds in and clips in to my bus bars right here with some Anderson connectors, which are also a disconnect. And then that one's not on a shunt, that one goes straight to the bus bars. But to kind of give you a good look, again, like even looking at it on the table, like it looks like a lot, but when you're building it in your head, you have to keep a one component at a time. It's only 2 wires mindset, and it's not that bad. It's not that confusing. So, that's everything I got, I think, for the first round on the beginner board videos. Good luck with your builds. I hope this shit helps somebody. Have an awesome day.